Hi, my name is Womp Rat, and today we're going to be playing some Orcs Must Die 2. Today we're going to be playing the 15th and final installment in the Trapless experiment for the Sorceress. Today's level is Twisted Halls. Alright, so much like the War Mage before her, I have found that this level is just not quite doable. Actually, not quite, doesn't even begin to describe it. This level is impossible without traps of some nature. Hence why we are bringing barricades, but only 4 barricades. Fewer barricades by far than what we took on Crunch with our spiral. So this level is a lot of mirroring on the west and east sides. So right now we just got blue orcs. I'm going to go ahead and take care of them. This is going to continue pretty much throughout the entire thing. These two sides mirroring each other pretty well. Wave 3, we are going to have some flyers, and from every wave there on out, we will have flyers. There's more in store for us, but I'm going to take the opportunity in this video to kind of talk about where we've been in the Trapless experiment with the Sorceress. So everything starts off at the edge, and in this case it was mostly who does a better job, you know, who has the easier lot in life. Is it the War Mage or the Sorceress? And so we got through everything in Act 1 easily as the Sorceress, that extra mana proving to be very useful, you know, getting through, getting untouchable on everything except for Precipice, which is the end of Act 1. And proving there that just the lack of in-your-face ability that the War Mage sports in his hammer and blunderbuss just is not enough on Precipice, with 2 exits to cover and needing to kill multiple orcs very quickly without the use of mana. Alright guys, so wave 3, like I said, flyers. Next wave we get another surprise. Talk more about that when we get to it. For now we're just going to go ahead and use this wand and take out these shields. So that was Act 1. Act 1 was surprisingly easy. Everything done in one take. Actually, the entirety of this experiment, other than just verifying that Crunch is impossible and Twisted Halls is impossible, have all been done in one take. This is my first take on Twisted Halls with the Sorceress. So, you know, one-shotting everything in Act 1 the way it's supposed to be, including Precipice, even if it was a little close, we did get it done. Came back, Servant's Entrance, untouchable. From there, you know, getting every other level that we've encountered other than upstairs, downstairs, and mirror image. Doing everything we can to, you know, get those. I was surprised at, not upstairs, downstairs, but wind up. I was quite surprised with how upstairs, downstairs turned out, matching the 5 skulls that my War Mage went through, but going above and beyond the Call of Duty and beating that level with untouchable. I was surprised that she did as well as she did with mirror image. The Sorceress has been a lot of surprises. So, you know, I'm very happy with the way that turned out. But yes, was very surprised. We haven't needed barricades for anything other than the big 2, which is the level we're playing right now, Twisted Halls, and Crunch, because Crunch is just kind of beastly. I'm not sure what destroyed these down to being Earthlings and why they're all the way back there, but I'm not going to complain. Alright, so that wave we had some Kobold runners, and on waves 4, 8, and 12, so every 4 waves, you end up with runners. We don't have to worry about them right now. We've still got a few waves, but we do have flyers. Now this wave is a pretty easy wave because for whatever reason, I guess maybe the designers felt sorry for us for having to deal with kobold runners. So it's just going to be fliers and blue orcs this time. Now next wave, wave 6, and then every even wave after that, I believe, we're going to have to deal with some gnolls, and those things are a lot of fun. Some of the audio cues are a little bit off. On this, normally they're almost there is said when they're on the staircase up to the rift. It throws me for a little bit of a loop when they say that. I always find myself looking at the minimap thinking, how'd they get over to the other rift so fast? But, you know, this entire challenge so far, I've just felt like the Sorceress has just done the better job, the superior class to play through. Now, there might be some reasons for this, and I'm going to speculate right now. The fact that I went through under these circumstances and did this already with the War Mage, I think prepped me for what I'm doing now. The Sorceress does have less HP. We've somewhat remedied that by bringing the health trinket with us. However, you know, the War Mage, while he does have more HP, he has significantly less mana. Less mana means less killing capacity, especially when we're relying on magic and weapons. And there's only so much you can do with a hammer and a blunderbuss. Other than that, the wand has been instrumental in coping with kobold runners and sappers. It's also been helpful for some of the flyers we've encountered. Aiming with the crossbow, while accurate for the most part, does have some inaccuracies to it. Sometimes the bolts just fly a little stray from where the reticule's actually landing. Other times it's, you know, spot on. So we hear the clomping of earth elementals. We're not too worried about it right now, though. So we got a troll here, and then 3 blue orcs, another 3 blue orcs, an earth lord, and a swamp troll. Alright, so let's go down here, ice these guys, take out the troll first. And now we'll just go ahead and polymorph him. Trying to save a little bit of our time here. Making short work of that troll. And getting rid of all these blue orcs now. So really, it's feeling a little slow, and I feel like we're making good time, but these first waves aren't that hard. Oh, cool. We got a armored ogre. So we've not really had a chance to see these guys up close and personal. They're just a standard ogre dressed up in some armor. They look really cool, and they can take a beating. Normal ogres, you know, take a beating. Elemental ogres take more of a beating. And then you have these guys, the armored ogres, really take a beating. So wave 8, we've got runners. I'm going to go ahead and put down a wall of flame. Hopefully it'll help us with some of that. Alright, we've got some of these guys. Now, some of the nice things about the flyers is that they'll line up in such a way that you can kind of get more than one of them at a time. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give ourselves some mana, because we're going to need this here really soon. Not really wasting too much of it, and I'm kind of preemptively using it to keep myself topped off, because we are going to need that extra mana. Now, I'm not a big fan of the charm. I thought I'd be using that a lot more as the sorceress. Okay. Gonna go ahead and come over here. They're all still charmed. Ah, crud. Looks like the stun did not affect the Earth Lord because he was still somewhat charmed, so we lost 4 rift points there. But yes, there's a reason why I don't use charm that often. It's nice as a distraction, but on certain creatures it's not as useful, and unless he gets the entire job done in one shot, it's not really beneficial, because then you just have to worry about it later anyway. And for the amount of mana it costs, and for the relatively short duration, oftentimes I find that it's just not worth using. Got a lot of time between waves and already topped off on our mana. But we're going to go ahead and take our place here at the rift. It's always good to stay by the rift, especially as the waves carry on, as you take damage from the fliers or whatever else comes your way. Gnolls can be very vicious, so worthwhile to have them there. And we're going to go ahead and try to shoot this guy. So we got some Cyclops mages. We're going to go ahead and freeze him. Use the pillar for line of sight because no one likes getting hit with those death orbs. I like to kill them while they're frozen because it turns them into little chunks of Cyclops instead of actually just being a dead body that can be resurrected by those shaman. We're going to go one step further and turn them into something else. Huh, got a runner. Still better than an Earth Lord, especially when he runs back to the entrance. Alright, let's go ahead and start up the next wave. And, okay, not what I was expecting. Though it is an even wave, I should have expected this, but I did not. Alright, let's make our way over here, pick up our health potion. Here are lots of flyers. Gonna make a mental note. We're gonna try to keep that mana potion there until the last wave, because we'll probably need it with that part of the rift. Last wave on Twisted Halls is kind of a terrible thing. On my War Mage, I have to pretty much ignore the one rift and let the flyers, what flyers I don't get, and the runners to that rift just kind of go through. There's just too much to deal with. Let's try to get these shields off. This wand has been ever so useful. And let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Not working too well, so let's go ahead and swap out to the wand. Go ahead and use our wand to kind of AoE drop their guard. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and light them up. They're getting out of range, so I'm going to have to swap out the lightning. Not going to have quite enough time to regen back up to full, but it'll be enough time to get a little bit back. I am pleased with the Sorceress run through the game, though. It has actually been quite surprising at how well she handles comparatively to the War Mage. Now, if you're looking for an easier time going through levels, I mean, the War Mage, if you're using traps, he does have Tar, and Tar really trivializes a lot of the stuff. But as far as combos go, in the combo game, the Sorceress leads the way, just due to how her traps work. A little bit more physics-friendly. And the extra mana helps as well. Granted, you know, you can't get hit as often, but it almost feels like she's the better character of the two. Had an orc getting through there. Let's go ahead and use our limited invulnerability. Need mana. Let's go ahead and swap back to that. Alright, going ahead and... yeah, some of them are using their Orcish intelligence to figure out that, yeah, the rift is right there, and it's better than dealing with the Sorceress. I guess to some extent, if I was going to rationalize why she's the better of the two characters, is, you know, she does have the most experience of the two. She was a war mage before the apprentice ended up filling the shoes of the old man in Orcs Must Die 1. So she does have more experience. We'll just call it that. But this is wave 11, and we've lost a good chunk of our rift points. I'm slightly worried that we might not make it through, but we're gonna just try to be optimistic and do that. Gonna go ahead and float over here because it is a wave divisible by 4. So that means we got runners. Gonna try to shoot this down. Hopefully it goes all the way down and helps, but I already hear the shaman reviving some units. Not even sure what they're reviving. Alright. Got more of these little flyers. Now I'm going to try to take out as many flyers as I can, but I'm just going to be overwhelmed here by the sheer number. Alright. Gonna go ahead and use our trinket. Did not work on that knoll, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze these guys in place, make them easier to hit so they're not doing that. I think we've got some runners on the other side getting in, and that's just going to happen. I'm not going to be able to jump ship to the other side and do that. Not when we have an Earth Lord here. I'm out of mana, and these headshots are barely paying for the mana to do anything else. Don't have our mana trinket done yet, so I'm gonna try to tank these as best as I can. Until such a time that I can get through there. So we got 13 rift points left. And it looks like we are at the tail end of the level. So I don't expect anything to get through now. But we're going to go ahead and tread lightly. Cyclops mages, going to freeze them. Don't like them. Dropping as many of the shields as we can with our wand. Going to open up with some lightning. Picking up that mana potion, it did come in handy. Freeze our ogre friend in place. Couple headshots there. Headshots very important to get that mana back. So it looks like we've got just a few scragglers after these blue orcs. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those shields. Shields are very annoying, but we've already been hit, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and throw that out, fill up our mana, kill off these shaman. Had an Earth Lord destroying some of our barricades. He's not the brightest Earth Lord we've encountered. That would have been more useful for him to do near the beginning of the actual level. Let's go ahead and get our polymorph ring out here. Frost Ogre. And I hear the crow. There's the chicken. Dance for me, chicken. Well, it's a 1 skull victory, which means we went over par. In fact, we went about 2 minutes over par. I can already see that in the background there. And no Trapless, because we did have to bring 4 barricades, but we got it done with just 4. Thank you guys for watching the Trapless experiment with the Sorceress. I had a lot of fun putting this video together, and we did answer the fundamental question. Can we get through the game Trapless? Yes, we can, with the exception of Twisted Halls and Crunch, where we have to take barricades with us to get through. As far as who's the better character, the Sorceress or the War Mage, I'll leave it up to you. My 2 cents, Sorceress. Anyhow, I had a lot of fun putting this together for y'all. I hope you guys enjoy my future projects. Until next time, my name is Womp Rat, signing off.